Oh yes, this is Chris. You know me by heart now because I order so much pizza. Well, don't mind, the dwarf at the door. Today I got a dwarf at the door and, he's answering and I think he might eat people. Nah, I'm just kidding. Just steer clear of that, man-eating ocelot. Well, actually, no, I'm not. I mean, when that ocelot is hungry and, he eats people, not only that, but he eat like a half sheet of acid, and I think that cat might not be sane. No, you got me again. I'm just kidding. So anyway, yep, okay, 30, 40 minutes. You got it. The fool. Woo! Oh, yes. Another one bites the dust. Hi there, and welcome to episode 23 of Nerf News from the Owl Ranch. I am your host, Chris Cartaya. I am hungry today. I just want to eat some pizza. And, my cat has got to eat, I mean, when you have a hungry, endangered species, it's ocelot. I mean, and they get on your nerves. That's what they do. They're not like your normal house cats, so you can just throw them out. Oh, no. So, anyway, that's what I ordered the pizza for, to feed the cat. I'm just kidding. I think he's probably going to eat the delivery man. Just kidding. So, anyway, we got some good news this week. A lot of cool stuff. And a couple of really good discoveries. So, stay tuned. This week, Worker decided that, having dead space between your springs actually is a bad thing, and it leads to some power loss. So now they have a 28-turn spring for the Happy, the Prophecy and the Worker Retaliator. And you can kind of see, like when you look in here, you can see that there is some coil space in between there. About one coil space in between. So having 28 turns would do really good, but that's it. Let me ask an honest question. What about just putting a retainer in there so that you had more compression? I mean, it probably would work, Yeah. So, at any rate, more power is ready to go for your Worker Retaliator spring. Jet Blasters, when I saw the preview for the new RT kit for the CETA and the Retaliator, it really interesting how they made the pole really small, and then they put a smaller spring instead of one that was the same diameter or larger than your normal Retaliator spring, so you can coil the two together. That's pretty interesting, because the smaller the spring diameter, the less wire thickness you need to make it a powerful spring. That's why, like, you take apart a gun, for example, and that one little thin spring is like 16 or 18 pounds. That one little long spring that goes, on the bottom of the slide mechanism. So, yeah, that's the thing. But, I think that larger springs are more stable, and they are, they're less likely to take a set. I think, though, it ought to be really interesting seeing this spring. It looks like it's a 3/8 spring, or maybe, yeah, probably a 3/8 diameter spring, probably what they were using. We'll have to see when we finally see the kit, and I'll have to tell you what I think of it. Chimera came out with a prototype aluminum plunger, and it did 344 feet per second with a 20K turf. Not bad. Also, Drac recently did a review on the Chimera, which is really interesting. He did a review with it with a scar on it, and he loved it. It's great guns. So, you might want to check it out. It's a bull pump design. It's based a little on the Caliburn, but it is its own redesign with a bullpup design and shotgun grip. There were a few things he didn't like the sights were too high, and the grip can be something else. But it's like anything. You get your first version, you revise it, you update it, you make it better. You make stuff out of better plastics, which is the next one. But more so than actually make it with a better plastic, Jet's Alpha Kit. The next version 2, looks pretty interesting. Let me show you. Okay, so let's see here. So they have updated the Alpha Kit. That's right. So it's now using a clear resin, which is stronger. They're using a sled that finally has that rib reinforcement on the sides You know, not even the Omega kit has that, but it's still aluminum, so it does good. Look how pretty this is. Wow. It's a product sample, mind you, but, sorry, Alex. It's a product sample, mind you, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty much it right there. It's a much tougher material. It's like the, it's a lot like the clear magazines, but I hear it's going to be ABS, yeah, which, you know, I think it will be higher impact. Anything's better than the plastic it had before, which I didn't really like, but this looks a lot better. And can you imagine if these were illuminated parts? Oh man, like this barrel sticking out being illuminated. I said that before on the show, and finally it comes with a spring, which is going to be pretty good. And I like this this plunger assembly, how it's got 4 standoffs now on the very ends to hold into here. So when you're doing a long shot, you usually have to hold on to the plunger head and screw it in. And a lot of people, what they try to do is they try to hold on to the plunger rod and they twist it and they cause all sorts of cracks and stuff. This makes it so you can actually do that. You can actually probably hold on to the plunger rod and be fine and screw it on there. I still wouldn't do it, mind you, but yeah. So that will definitely save a lot of trouble. But it just looks good. It's cool to see something that you had a hand in, and it improving, getting better, looking cool. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that I hope this can do 18.5, because this thing can do 18.5. Oh man, that would be like the breakthrough kit right there. Kids do the darndest things. Oh! God. That's terrible. And then somebody decided to put like a dance thing on it. That's awful. Oh God, kid just D's-nest himself with a triad. Oh, so tasteless. But yet I'm covering on the news today because it's just too funny. I mean, who the hell would shoot video of their own kid or their nephew or their brother or whoever blasting themselves with a Nerf blaster? I don't understand, but nonetheless, we all know what to say. If you accidentally, and I mean accidentally, shoot someone in the nads with a Nerf gun while you're in battle, you know what to say, right? D's nuts. A couple of cool things from Boomco this week that Boomtendo pointed out. Pretty cool stuff. One is the new MA5D, which instead of the 8-round little magazines that nobody liked, it has the 20 rounders, 2 20s, and it's the same old thing, but it's got the flame aesthetics and everything, which is really cool. But the really big news was a video that Boomtendo put up last night, and it was about the new Boomco darts. Now, of course, you know, if you try to pull out a Nerf gun and let's say put a long 7/16 barrel and try to fire a Boomco dart, it's going to jam in there because the front is a big eraser head. Well, the new dart heads are like a slick plastic on the front and they're thinner. So there's a good chance that they will actually brass now. Now that's a big thing, because one thing that was holding Boomco back was the fact that you couldn't brass Boomco without working on other kind of darts. Which with Boomtendo, I actually tried to make a dual strike with different heads of Boomco darts, and it did work. It worked pretty well. But it needs to be something more mass-produced. This is a mass-produced solution, which means that we could be seeing Boomco shooters take it to the further limits, which I've wanted to see for a long time. I'm a Nerf shooter myself. I shoot Stefan. I shoot high-power Nerf, no flywheels, nothing like that. As a matter of fact, all my flywheel blasters, except for 2, are still in box. That's not a joke. I really would love to see, you know, with a burst wave and a lot of the blasters really pull some really good velocities and power that I have not seen that have been touched yet. Also, the head seems to be a little taller in the front, and the darts seem to be a little more lighter and aerodynamic. So we could be seeing, even if the Boomco line were to fall, it does look like Mattel didn't just invest these darts, do anything for no reason. And Boomtendo brought up a really good point during the conference, is that Mattel was the first people to make dart guns. Yeah, that's pretty impressive, you know. It would be really sad to see that legacy go away, and it sounds like it's not going to. It sounds like it's going fine. You know, you got the new Halo, you got the new darts. You know, I can't wait to get some of those new darts into my Dual Strike Magnum and see what they can do. Yeah, ought to be impressive. A solenoid-powered Recon. You heard right. Now, this thing looks like it's just using for the loading to load it into the thing. But can you imagine if we had like a solenoid in here, okay, and then we had a big plunger tube? Ah, that'd be pretty cool. This one actually uses a Recon bolt to actually actuate a flywheel blaster. But I can honestly see a future in actually, I mean, if you were to get a more powerful enough yield to do it, I can see a I can see a plunger tube powered solenoid blaster. That'd be pretty impressive, especially if you can get it to just instantly fire and boom. That'd be pretty cool. And it's taking forever to load. Thank you, seen enough. Last week's nightmare attempt to take the Delta Trooper and bring it to power. Well, this week he actually succeeded. He got it up to about 150 feet per second, and he needs a better breach. But he finally, got it. I think that's pretty cool. Gavin Fuzzy made a new grip for it, which is pretty cool. So there seems to be more support for the Delta Trooper. Let's see if we see a new parts kit or something. That would be really interesting, because is this really going to take hold as the new Retaliator? And what I mean by that is, are people going to make new parts kits for this thing? Are they just going to simply throw out the old Retaliator and not sell the Retaliator parts kits anymore? I don't think so, but I think that we're going to see, if we see more support for the Delta Trooper, that's something that will make it more feasible. But yeah, it has at least proven that it has some balls and it can do some cool power. That's good, because I wasn't sure that it could with the slam mode and all that stuff. I think he even put a 25 end spring in there, and he was able to get some pretty decent power out of it. So, kudos. Very, very good work, Dwayne. Very good work. No, I have no idea where the pizza man went. I paid him, and then he drove back, and I told him have a good night, and there it was. Well, I hope you find him, It sounds like he was a good kid. Oh, yes. He delivered primo pizza. I gave him a good tip, too. Oh, yes. Well, if you need anything, you know where to holler. Ta-ta. Those N-license user agreements that feral cats in Disneyland, and, well, the reason you can't fly on the Concorde anymore? Yeah, that was me. That was me. You never knew I was an evil madman the whole time. Well, I gotta do something as a day job, right? Oh, yes. And I got good pizza. This is one of the Gentles. Yeah, several locations. It's good pizza. This is our 20-incher. It really is, seriously. And I hear they're probably going to be hiring pretty soon, too. So until next time, this is Chris Cartaya saying, don't you go changing. We'll find you.